figure away. Shut all you want, but you can't touch me. Every day I'm in life blessed like Sunday.
Good day, my viewers. I hope everybody's doing okay. I hope everybody's doing alright. SS Boss here again for drop a next bad review. In this review, we're gonna take a look at some of the songs them that has been tearing down the place as January in 2020 few. We're gonna also take a look on what's been happening in the latest dancehall space, the latest drama as well. So I could not even bother waste a second. I could just kick it off. Alright, the first thing on the agenda is Shenseea reaching 2 million subscribers. Now, some people will say, but that is not a big issue. You get me? But to be the first female dancehall artist to reach 2 million subscribers, that's a very big deal. You get me? And I have to just say, when it comes on to music, that girl is very hardworking and she's full of talent. If you want to be a hypocrite, and I like that, that's your problem. You get me? But I feel like Shenseea has set the stage right now. I feel like looking out for her album this year, it's going to be a great look. I can't wait to hear the project and to see the different flows, the different styles them what she give me just to see them on her album. And we just wish her all the best, alright? So for 20 few right now, I love the music them we drop so far because Shenseea dropped the tune Dolly for the ladies them.
Just show me look like a dolly, me look like a dolly. Enough money spent on me body.
Get me? Intence drop new gear. People wanna check out that tune, they need to check it out.
Them dead off. Enough never leave for see the area. Just spare life, your brother. So me have to give a thanks every day, yeah.
Me keep on tell people say that youth they remain consistent. Now. If you want to be a hypocrite and say the tune no bad, well, that's your opinion. You get me? You see Chronicler as well, Paranoia. That tune there, wicked. So me love how them three artists they start off the year. Me can't wait to see what everybody else do. You get to me, I say Masicka album still remaining consistency. And we have to say big up to Masicka. I put it in my first review, say yo, the album there is not no Masicka project or a Masicka compilation a song like what some people are say. Or it's some okay song. I keep on tell people say Masicka put in the time for build a great body of work and the album there, great look. You get me? So right now, we are faced with an issue in Jamaica whereby me I go play the video. Footer hyper give him take on what the Prime Minister supposed to do. Also as well, we see the whole issue that's surrounding the Prime Minister and the Maroon chief. And me feel like say whole heap of clarity need to be brought into the whole aspect of even with the Maroons, because as a young youth, me know say enough other young youth just the same. We don't really know nothing about the Maroons in the sense we say like, you know what position them hold, like them statues and a lot of things. We don't really know. Me feel like say it's really hidden since recently. I'm not gonna say it's from everybody now because you know when it comes on to where the Maroons are located in their parish, more people would have had knowledge of them and certain things and their lands and the treaties and all of those things. But when it comes on to the majority of Jamaica, that's not really something we really get preached to. So right now we see whereby the Maroon chief and Andrew are go at it in a, not really saying a one full direct way, but they're going at it. You get me? And my take is me can't really give no opinion on it because me personally don't know much about it. What I'll have to do, I forgot me I watch what Andrew Holness say and me I listen to what the Maroon chief say. But what I'll personally have to do myself is to do my own reading and investigation into what's going on. And so me have to do the right thing, do my own investigation and make you know what it's about, alright? But me I go play the video, like, share, subscribe, comment, do the right thing, alright? I'm out.
And stamped with an official seal, July 6th, 1962. the House of Commons. I would have just posted that letter on my Instagram page. You could refer to it afterwards, but let me go through word by word. It says, Dear Colonial Secretary, I have from time to time taken an interest in the welfare of the Maroons of Jamaica, who have, as you know, a uniquely fascinating history. Some years ago, I was fortunate enough to be able to visit them in one of their main mountain villages, a compound, and much impressed, despite their poverty, by their independence of spirit and their determined adherence to the treaty rights which they won from the Crown long ago. Can you let me know what their exact position is now and is likely to be in the future? I heard recently from Jamaica that their colonel, as they call their chief man, was planning to lead a delegation to see Sir Alexander Bustamante. I feel certain that if under an independent Jamaica government, they are deprived of their treaty rights and their few thousand acres of land, they would appeal to the British Crown to protect them, and it seems desirable, if possible, to avoid a clash, however relatively modest, about a matter which could probably, with good sense, be settled amicably and with regard for the traditions of this proud people. Tom Dryburgh, Member of Parliament. In a response to Mr. Dryburgh's letter, Mr. Whiteleg wrote, Mr. Dryburgh is not asking for intervention, but for information as to the present situation of the Maroons and their future. We have had no indication of any recent change or of any reason to expect that the Jamaica government is planning to refute the Treaty on Independence, but we should ask and send an interim reply. Now, I would have put these up on my Instagram for you to go and have a look at, and take a deep breath while you read to try and decipher what it is that is being said in that letter. Now, I recognize that Dr. Lloyd Barnett, who is being relied upon for legal standing on Jamaica's position with the Maroons, states in his constitutional review from his book that the island was terra nullius, which means that there was no one here before the British. This is a highly ignorant statement from a lawyer who should know that indigenous people were here before the Crown, because we had fought multiple wars before the British Empire. This legal stance that Jamaica government is defending is actually keeping Jamaica from having a republic, and keeping it as a responsible government under the monarch. The Jamaican government is a professional at begging the world. We're selling out our natural resources, we're selling out our lands. These are regular day-to-day conversations that permeate the island, as the government does not own its roads nor its airspace, amongst many other things, which is why Maroons will not subject themselves to a municipality, because Mr. Honest and his cronies will try to take our ancestral estate, the cockpit country, and sell it to the highest bidder. If the Jamaican citizens choose not to understand their true history and stop blaming the Maroons as traitors, then the truth will be able to surface for the multitude to see. Today, in this era of time, it is globally accepted that nations have a reciprocal relationship as it deals with extradition. So when one reads the treaty, it's not hard to see that Jamaican citizens who were slaves at the time under the British Empire had a choice to join the Maroons under Codger or his successors and be protected. Those who were fugitives from criminal activities or wanted to disobey the treaty agreement would be returned, similar to how extradition works today. This is Clause 6 of the treaty. There are two types of people on the island: those who are willing to be righteous at all costs and defend their estate from theft, and those who remained as house slaves and gatekeepers for the corruption of leaving the Maroons out in 1962. Each person on this island must decide who they are. The world is watching. Our ancestors are watching. The Most High is watching. Therefore, in closing, Mr. Honest, I say this to you. We, the Maroons of Cockpit Country, descendants of the first people of the archipelago now called Jamaica, would like to remind you of a few things. Jamaica is not a unitary sovereign state. Elizabeth II of House of Windsor is your queen and sovereign. Jamaica is simply fully responsible in Elizabeth's Commonwealth. 2, you are a signatory to the United Nations Declaration on the Rights of Indigenous People. Please go read this. You are an intelligent man. Jamaica has an extensive external debt and is constantly begging, so you rely on other sovereign nations. In other words, you are receiving funding from others. So please consider human and indigenous rights before you end up defunded as well. Number 4, Jamaica, as a government entity, begged for its independence, whereas the Maroons waged war for 83 years. The war is now over. The right to remit was passed to the government of Jamaica, as the British High Commissioner explained in his speech, not once, but twice, while you were sitting in front of him. I say this, please, please, let good sense prevail. Do the right thing, and please be guided accordingly. Thank you.